Hi there, Sagittarius. How are you guys doing? I really hope that this video finds you well. Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Anisa from the Inner Stereo. This is going to be your love messages. It's a general reading, so the roles might get reversed or it may or may not resonate with you. And if this reading resonates with you, there's going to be a link down in the description box below for a personal reading with me, okay? But it might only be available next week because I'm working on something new. So yeah, please give me time. Anyway, this is going to be a universe system format. We're going to be looking at your energy, challenges, past, present, future from both parties, and we're going to clarify them. And I'm also going to be pulling some advice card for you by the end of the session, okay? How are you doing, Sag? I'm a Sagittarius myself, by the way. Ooh, Seven of Swords, Two of Pentacles as your overall energy. A little bit deceptive energy from your side here, but we'll see. What's challenging you is you have the Two of Swords. So there's a bit of a cognitive bias that I'm seeing here in terms of making a decisions, like a final decisions about something. There's something that you really want to believe in, and then maybe reality shows you otherwise. See from the past. Ooh. But good things are coming your way, though, Sagittarius. It might come from a form of friendship. It might come like you have a great support system that is able to offer you some sort of inspirations in order for you to kind of like remember you have all of the tools that it takes, but it has been kind of like quite dormant, like the Nine of Pentacles right here. And it's really, really good for your soul. But let's talk about your overall energy for the now first. Yeah, Seven of Swords and also the Two of Pentacles. I feel that there's something here that you're hiding. It's either you're hiding it from another person or you're hiding it from yourself. Or you're just not being honest with yourself. And the more that you're not being honest with yourself, the more time it will take for you to be in this position. So Two of Pentacles isn't like the Temperance where when we see the Temperance, it's all about balancing. Two of Pentacles is more about the juggling. Similar with the Two of Swords. I'm juggling between two thoughts. I'm juggling between the decisions. And I feel that as soon as you are able to be fully honest with yourself, as long as you are able to finally accept the truth as it is, it'll be much easier for you to make that final decision so that you are no longer staying in this dormant position like this Knight of Pentacles. Because the Knight of Pentacles is a card that symbolizes somebody who is already holding a Pentacles in them. And I just feel that you've been dormant for quite a while here, either in terms of your life, in terms of your love life, whatever that may be. But it's time. You know what I mean? It's time for you to finally let go of those cognitive bias and stay true to yourself. Stay being authentic and as close as reality as possible, okay? Now, in the past, you have the Eight of Pentacles and also the Devil. From this person's side, they have the Two of Cups and also the Queen of Cups. You have someone here, maybe a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or a Capricorn, who has a lot of emotions and feelings for you. Okay, especially with the Two of Cups right here. And there's also like a lot of emotional availability coming from this person's side as well. And I feel that in the past, you guys were working and you were putting some sort of investment, putting some sort of work into this connections, trying to build, because with this Eight of Pentacles in this deck of mine, this person is kind of like building a shelter. So you were trying, but here with the Devil, there is some sort of toxicity here at play. And your shadow side get triggered, and you might be trauma bonded in here as well. So there's a certain patterns that you're not letting go in the past. Let's see. In the present moment, you have the Page of Pentacles and also the Tower. People always say Tower is something that is bad, but for me, Tower is something that is good, the way that I understand it these days, because Tower is more of like a purging, because you have this reality of yours and then you have a new reality that is waiting for you. The Tower acts like a purging moment for yourself so that it purges out, it clears out old patterns, old habits, old ways of thinking, people that no longer serves you, people that will not fit in this new reality of yours. So this Tower, it will come as a shock. It will come as something that might be painful for you, but in the end of it, we have the Empress. So it's like the new reality, the birth of new you that you are stepping into. So don't be afraid of this Tower card right here. And you also have the Page of Pentacles. I feel that at this present moment, you're just like looking at this person, or you're looking at your life, in your romantic life in general, in a very practical manner, which is something that is very rare for Sagittarians. Yeah, because I'm a Sagittarius myself, and sometimes I go with what I feel, but I feel that with this Page of Pentacles, you're being very practical in terms of like, okay, from A to Z, is this something worthy of my investment or not? So very practical here. Somebody doesn't like your practicality here, Sagittarius. Okay, you have the Three of Swords and also the Two of Wands right over here. So somebody get hurt. They're really, really hurt. And I feel that this person is kind of like, we're going to clarify what this Two of Wands here. In the future, you have the Seven of Cups and also the Empress. There's going to be a plethora of options coming in your way in regards to your life and in regards to your romantic department as well. And I feel that there's, again, as I said, a birth. So we come from the Devil, and then there goes the Tower to purge everything that no longer serves you or it no longer fits for you. And then here comes the Empress. It's about understanding that, you know what, like, I give birth to things that matters. Like, I am the source of life for myself. Like, there's that belief of you, and you are able to nurture and you're able to actually produce something good and something that is of abundance if you are actually receiving things that are good as well. Because the Empress is a very passive card for me, in a way that it has to receive something first before it delivers. It's like, I think I've mentioned it all the time in my other videos about this movie Apostles on Netflix, and how I would define that goddess in that movie as the Empress, because you kind of like need to feed her something in order for her to give you something. It's similar to, you give someone a house and they're going to build a home out of it. You give somebody groceries and they're going to build food out of it. It's something like that. So that's the Empress. And there's a new level of understanding coming from your side when it comes to that. Now, in the future, Ten of Swords and also the Knight of Swords. Somebody's hurting here, Sagittarius. Somebody's really hurting here. And Knight of Swords is more of communicating the hurt. We're going to see what that is, or maybe blaming. I don't know. We're going to see. Okay, let's clarify them. So I want to clarify the Page of Pentacles and the Tower from your side first. We're going to clarify from your side, and then we're going to clarify from their side, okay? Queen of Pentacles, King of Swords, Three of Pentacles. Ooh. Yeah, you're all about growth. You see how this Page of Pentacles, and in the clarifier you have the Queen of Pentacles. I think you're all about growth. And the King of Swords is somebody who is very stubborn in a way that things has to be a certain type of way in order for me to collaborate, to work on. And I think this also will apply to anything in your life. You know what I mean? Like, not only in your romantic department. It's like, oh, there is a new job offer for me. Okay. Does it fit my criteria? Does it fit my standards? Because if it don't, then I'm not going to invest in it. I'm not going to accept it, because you kind of like finally have a newfound standard for yourself that you're establishing to other people. And that in itself is causing hurt to, you know, some people in your life. Let's clarify the Tower. Hierophant, Eight of Swords, and also the Four of Wands. Yeah. So this Tower, you might get a news about someone being in a relationship with someone. Like, there's going to be like something like that you will find out, or you will figure out, or you will hear something that it's going to hurt. Okay. I'm not going to lie about it. It's going to hurt, but it will also shed a self-limiting belief that you guys have in regards to this, in regards to relationship. whatever false narrative that you might be feeding yourself into. Because especially with this cognitive bias, it might also talks about putting someone in a very high pedestals and not being grounded in a way that you assess them. And again, when you try to level up or when you try to step into a new reality, there are some things that needs to be purged out. Because if not, then you're just going to be stuck right there, always, all the time. Okay, let's clarify the Three of Swords from their side. What? Clarify the Two of Wands. Okay, so this Three of Swords clarified by the Fool, the Sun, and also the Seven of Swords. Self-sabotage. But this doesn't make sense. I'm so sorry, guys, but this really doesn't make sense. Let me... Okay. So, it's interesting because this King of Swords that you have, right? Remember that when I say that you know exactly what you want, okay? There's a little bit of a, with the Sun there, there's a little bit of an admiration or respect for that. But also at the same time, there's also this, I'm not going to say hesitancies. With the Seven of Swords, it's more about delaying or procrastinating when you ask them to do the Three of Pentacles or you ask them to do the collaboration. So Seven of Swords is a very like I'm happy about it, but like, it's like, okay, I want to be a billionaire, but I'm not going to do the work to be a billionaire kind of thing. And this is the same, like there is a newfound respect in regards to you, but also at the same time, there is this energy of like, yeah, I'm not going to do it. So the Two of Wands clarified by the Justice, the Ten of Swords, and also the High Priestess. I feel that this person at this present moment is just trying to balance things out in their life to see if things are fair or not, especially when it comes to this connection. And they're kind of like keeping their silence for a little bit here with the High Priestess because they're trying to get in touch with their spirituality. The High Priestess comes from very neutral positions, although she already has a book right here that she's not revealing. But it's more about trying to see things from a neutral positions and not do or not rush or not, do anything that is impulsive. Let's clarify the future. I want to clarify the Seven of Cups from your side. Ooh. This is amazing. I want this reading to resonate with me so bad, especially the future. Okay, so Seven of Cups clarified by the Death, the Four of Swords, and also the Ten of Cups. Whatever hardship that you guys endured in the past and in the present moment is going to lead to something that you will look back on and you'll be like, okay, I get it now. Why it was that way, okay? I see a rebirth. I see you resetting or rewiring your nerve system. And I see a happy relationship coming into you when you least expect it. When you don't search for it, when you're busy with your transformation, when you're busy with being at peace with yourself. And it's a good one. We've got the Ten of Cups in here. So it's not a relationship that is just the Nine of Cups where it's just about someone's happiness either way. but it's about the union, the collective happiness, what makes you happy and what makes me happy, which is beautiful for you guys. But it's gonna come when you least expect it, like when you're just chilling, you know, like when you're just at peace with yourself, when you're transforming, and that's gonna come. It could be a water sign or an air sign, so it's gonna be either Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, or it's going to be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Heavy Pisces energy here. But it's good because you have elevated yourself, you know? Let's clarify from their side. You're manifesting beautiful things in the future here, Sagittarius. And even though the energy that you're manifesting is not showing up in the future, because I feel that this future card is more about the person that you are dealing with, but I see it. Let's clarify the Ten of Swords. Let's clarify the Knight of Swords. Okay, now I see it. So the Ten of Swords clarified by the Four of Cups, the Six of Swords, and also the Knight of Wands. Yeah, slowly but surely, but there is a little bit of a refusal and an ability to accept. But you got someone, and especially we have Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde coming really, really soon. But there's someone here that is coming back, but has come from a place of hurt with the Ten of Swords right there. Okay? And then with this Knight of Swords, you have the, where is it? You have the Three of Wands, you have the Empress, and you also have the Three of Cups. Now, here's the thing about my reading, okay? And I notice this about tarot reading is that it's not always set in stone, or it's not specific for the timeline. So even though I will post this and I will write some dates, okay? It might not happen during those dates. It will only happen when you shift your energy to become the Empress. And here you have two Empress cards, which means that whatever it is that I'm mentioning in the future is only going to happen when you guys have shifted into the energy of the Empress. So you're going to have someone coming in, and it might be from your circle of friends here with the Three of Cups. But it's a very beautiful energy, and it's a very rushing towards you kind of like energy. But it's like when you don't think about love, when you don't think about your past person, you don't think about anything, when you're just at peace with yourself and you're just enjoying yourself as the Empress, regardless of your gender, okay? So I'm going to be pulling some advice card for you here, Sagittarius. Empress in reverse, Ten of Wands, yeah, Page of Wands, that's true. So, okay, it's interesting how this Empress cards keep on showing up with you. So I really suggest you guys to watch this movie called Apostle on Netflix, because it is like my interpretation of the Empress. How this Empress, every time she gets fed by something that she wants and she needs, she will give the people in those islands the perfect sustenance for them. But once they started to cheat on her in a way that they started giving her what she doesn't want, or what she doesn't need, or what she's not demanding for herself, then she started to give these people bad sustenance, like bad crops and stuff like that. So watch that, so you'll understand what I mean by the Empress, and what I mean by what you receive. You need to filter out the things that you receive. You need to have a standard when it comes to demanding things that you receive, in order for you to bring out the best version of yourself. Because right now, I feel that you don't have those standards with the Empress in reverse in here. You haven't fully recognized yourself. You haven't been fully showing up for yourself. And this is one of the advice for you here, Sagittarius, is like the more that you don't honor your desires and your needs and your wishes and stuff like that, the more that you're actually going to be burdened by it. You know what I mean? I feel that you're taking on too many things at once. And with the 10 of Wands right here, this is the after tarot deck, so it's going to be very different than the Rider-Waite Tarot. But it talks about you needing to focus on just like one thing. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Consistency over intensity. But like pick one thing and just like slowly but surely. Now, the Page of Wands is interesting because the Page of Wands talks about someone here who's leaving someone behind in order for him to start on an adventure, or for him to start on embarking to find places so that he could provide better or to make better money, whatever that may be. And it happens with people in our older generation. My father was also like that. Like he had to leave behind his village in order to make a living in Jakarta and, you know, provide better for his family. Thank God. And I think this is something that is of your advice too, especially with the Tower that shows up in the present moment, where it talks about your new reality awaits you. Okay? But there are some things that you need to leave behind. And again, it could be patterns, it could be habit, it could be people. Don't be afraid to do that in order for you to welcome the new reality that you've been manifesting for so long. Okay? So I think that is it for my reading for you here, Sagittarius. I hope that you guys find tons and tons of clarity that you guys been looking for. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week for another weekly reading. All right, bye guys. Have a great day. I love you.